But I'm just going to announce who's fighting, and then we'll go over top 6, whatever, top 5 fights that are happening that night. Rafael dos Anjos taking on Mark Bocek. Pretty damn cool. Sam Stout taking on John Makdessi. Sorrel Diabate taking on Chad Griggs, and Chad Griggs' first light heavyweight fight. Alessio Sakara taking on Patrick Cote. I think that'll be pretty damn good too. I think moving in the main card, we got Mark Hominick taking on Pablo Garza. It's good, man. It's a good card all the way up the top, man. Konstantinos Philippou taking on Nick Ring. Tom Lawler taking on Francis Carmel. Martin Kampmann taking on Johnny Hendricks. I don't even know how to call that fight, man. That's tough. Explosiveness on one side, they can end it all. On the other side, you got better technique that could stall the explosiveness. I mean, you know what I mean? It's a tough fight to call. And same with the main event, man. St. Pierre taking on Carlos Condit. Just to kick it off, I'm going to go off on a limb and say Carlos Condit's going to do enough and stick with his stand-up like he did with Nick Diaz. And I do think he won that fight. A lot of people, oh, he didn't win that. No, he did win that fight. Metrics, or whatever it is, fight metrics, they even said it was a landslide. You know, Carlos Condit landed so many more strikes than Nick did. And I don't care whether they're hard or soft strikes. He hit you. I mean, there's no two ways about it. Carlos Condit landed so many more strikes than Nick did and outstruck Nick. Partially wore Nick out, beat Nick up a little bit, you know what I mean? They were beating each other up, man. It was a damn good fight. GSP, I think the one thing that GSP's got coming into this, it's a long layoff. You know what I mean? Long layoffs aren't always a bad thing because we've seen Shane Carwin come in long layoffs and do tremendous, do awesome. It's such a tough fight to call, man. I'm going to get back to it though. Maybe I can jog my brain a little bit here and think about it a little bit more before we get to it. Patrick Cote and Alessio Sakara. Like I said, I think Patrick Cote plays his cards right. Works on his striking. You know, he's got good striking. He's got good wrestling. He's a good well-rounded fighter. But he's got that thing. He hasn't been very active lately. Alessio Sakara's been fairly active. I mean, he's 3 fights in the last year, I believe. But last 3-4 years of the guy, I noticed, man, he's got I think he's starting to have a questionable chin. I think it's the right punch is gonna ring his bell. And it's gonna be bad times for him. But I'm gonna pick Patrick Cote. So I got faith in the guy. I think he's gonna, before he's done here, you know what I mean? Which I don't think he's done anytime soon. I think he should do pretty well, man. Pablo Garza taking on Mark Hominick. Mark Hominick, I think, champion. Jose Aldo. He lost to Jose Aldo. Hominick, I think, on his way towards the top, 6-7 guys and getting inside that, that submission or knockout. I mean, they can just take you out that fast because they're that good at the top. Him getting to that point has been rocky. You know what I mean? He's still damn good, tough as nails, and will not quit. I don't see him losing this fight, though. No dissing Pablo Garza. I don't think Pablo Garza is he's got what it takes to take out a Mark Hominick. I mean, just to be flat out about it. You know what I mean? Tom Lawler taking on Francis Carmel. Francis Carmel's a nice looking submission guy, good wrestler, probably a better wrestler in his submissions. But Tom Lawler, it's crazy. Tom Lawler's 7-4. With the way Tom Lawler goes in there, you'd think that he's got a lot more experience than that. It's weird. I mean, Francis Carmel has more wins than Tom Lawler has in fights. This one's too tough for me to call. Like I said, man, that fight's too tough to call. Martin Kampmann taking on Johnny Hendricks. Another really, really tough fight to call, man. I mean, Johnny Hendricks kind of made his way up the ladder pretty quick. And a guy like Martin Kampmann, you'd think that with a guy like Fitch. And he came in and wrecked Fitch with one shot. And that doesn't happen very often. You know what I mean? I don't want to say it's luck, but it's bam, the right shot at the right time. I got to give him that too. Johnny Hendricks pulled the trigger right when he had to and got it. Kampmann says he's going to knock out Hendricks, but we'll see, man. I mean, I think Hendricks' striking is just as good as Kampmann's, if not a little bit better. You know what I mean? As far in terms of power, they're both two dynamic strikers. I would have to say maybe a third round submission for Campman or something like that. You know, maybe a second round KO for Johnny Hendricks, man. It's just so hard to say where the fight's going to go. You think it's going to be standing and banging, but I don't think Campman is going to want to stand and bang the entire fight with Johnny Hendricks. I don't think he will. I mean, I think second round he's going to work on his legs a little bit in the first. Try not to get caught, obviously. To slow him down a bit. Work on the takedown in the second. And try to, beat him up, wear him out, and sub him. You know what I mean? I think that would be a smart game plan. You know what I mean? So, and here we are back in this fucking fight. GSP is just so good. If Carlos Condit was to take him down, put him on his back, it's a matter of seconds before GSP finds his way back to his feet. Condit's really, really good at getting in, getting out. And so is GSP too. So, I mean, I think, like I said, man, I think Condit's got what it takes to get it. But, I mean, you can never count out GSP. I mean, you never can. And I can't count the guy out. Long layoff or not, we've seen him come back from long layoffs. Bounce around ideas about putting the radio show back on. blogtalkradio.com/Illegal Elbow. I think it's Illegal Elbow or Illegal Elbow Radio. You search us, you'll find us. But me, myself, Dan, and Justin, if we do decide to jump back in and do it full bore. But it was very cool, man. Very, very cool. It had some cool guests on. Paul Montello came on with us. A fighter out of Minnesota, Dave Berg. Very good guy, just had a kid. If you're watching this video, Dave, congrats, buddy. Yeah, lots of future guests we plan on having too. So hopefully we'll get that rolling again and get online with that. But anyway, man, thanks for checking it out. Sub if you haven't, because if you don't, you're missing out. But all right, man. Thanks, guys.